Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. So I know it's been a long time coming, but the video is finally here. This is part 2 of this little segment around fake sneakers. Now, if you didn't get a chance to see part 1, I definitely suggest you go ahead and check that one out just to get a little bit of context. As a matter of fact, there's actually a pre-part 1 where I touch on the topic where Nike is suing these replica companies and trying to crack down on the fakes because they are getting really dang good. So feel free to hit the link in the description to check out either one or both of those videos. But with that to say, this is going to be a straight up video, no edits, no cuts, just me kind of talking about what we have in front of us. And yeah, so one of these shoes is actually real and one of them is actually fake. And it's really, really hard to tell. I mean, you can go ahead and try and guess. No cheaters, though. Don't fast forward through the video and figure out. But the way for me to tell is obviously based on the laces. That's really like one of the best ways that I could personally tell because I didn't want to get these mixed up. But yeah, it's very, very interesting. These fakes as they've gotten really dang good. Now, just a little bit of context. One of these pairs of sneakers is known as a super replica or a UA, which is to say, which is short for unauthorized authentic. And I do believe, I guess the vernacular would be the exact definition of unauthorized authentic would be that they could pass as real because of the materials and stuff like that. They're made pretty much maybe by the same company. I'm still a little bit unclear on that. It's kind of contradicting information out there. They're either made in the same company, in the same factory, or they're made really, really close, like in proximity, and they share like the template and stuff like that. So it's a pretty loose definition, if I'm honest. So based on what I've read, at least. Anyways, I do have some plans here, so I'm going to go ahead and jot down. Oh, okay. So pricing. So for the fake pair, I paid $250, which actually did include a premium because I didn't want to share my credit card information with just a source that I was not familiar with. So to me, that was the safest bet. I just wouldn't want to have to go through the process of, potentially having my stuff out there or having to get a new card. It just didn't make sense to me. So I went ahead and paid the premium. I did a bunch of research, and this person is pretty well, he knows a lot from what it sounded like. Anyways, with that to say, the other pair is my pair from Sneakers app. Well, actually, I bought them off a reseller who did hit on Sneakers. They've been verified 100% legit. And so that's going to be like what we're going to be using as the standard, the gold standard to which to compare the fake pair to. As you can tell, I'm trying not to, well, maybe you can tell, maybe you can't, but I'm trying not to let you guys know which one's real, which one is fakes, because I want you guys to tell me which one you think is real, which one you think is fake. For me, I went ahead and I did just switch laces on one of them for me to be able to tell, just like right away, because I don't want to get these mixed up. That would really, really suck. So yeah, one of these is real and one of these is fake. I'll go ahead and let you guys give it a shot, try to figure it out right off the bat. Now, please don't cheat. Hopefully it's focusing. Let's go ahead and get a little bit closer here. Yeah, so hopefully it's focused on the shoes. I'm kind of blocking my face here. But yeah, you guys tell me. Please don't cheat. Don't fast forward through the video. This is for fun. So you guys tell me which one you think is real, which one you think is fake. Excuse me. Now, if you guys do like the concept of today's video, be sure to be subscribed because I will be certainly dropping a part 3 to this video. And it's actually pretty crazy because I will go ahead and take the fake pair to a convention, a sneaker convention. It's called Dunk Exchange. If you guys ever heard of SneakerCon, it's like a SneakerCon, but this is the OG. This was SneakerCon before SneakerCon. So there will be definitely some OG sneakerheads that show out and stuff. And yeah, I went ahead and filmed that video already, and it's pretty crazy. It's pretty funny. So yeah, be sure to be subscribed, turn on notifications for when I drop that video, which should be in a week, week and a half or so, just contingent on how much work I have to do beforehand. But with that to say, if this video does hit 1,000 likes before that threshold, I'm gonna give myself like a week and a half. If this video hits 1,000 likes before that threshold, if this video hits 1,000 likes tomorrow, I'll drop that video. I'm gonna show you guys the details, and I'm gonna give you guys my opinion. If you guys could pass these off, if this is actually passable, because I think that's the $1 million question at the end of the day. Can you wear fakes? Can you pass fakes off as legit? That's the $1 million question, and that's going to be the question that I will be answering for you guys today based on these super fakes or super replicas or unauthorized authentics. Can they pass off as well? Or would you get called out? Would you get called out? And yeah, I'll be answering all those questions at the end of today's video. But yeah, I'll go ahead and spoil it right now. This is the real pair. This is the fake pair. I went ahead and wore both, but I will go ahead and show you guys the differences. So first and foremost, let's show you guys the boxes. The first thing that I did notice is that here is the real box. I'll go ahead and zoom in on that right now. That's the real box. Here is the fake box. Now, hopefully it's you're able to see the difference right off the bat. The box of the real pair is thicker. The outer portion shell is thicker, so it's just like plain black. For the fake pair, you might be able to tell, but it is a bit thinner, and so you can see like the jaggedness of the underlayer of the cardboard. And so that would be the first telltale sign. I mean, not a big deal, but it's definitely something that I personally did notice. Now the second thing is that the real pair is missing the price tag, which is okay. So I'll go ahead and get closer here. So there's a perforated size tag here attached to the box, and that's actually missing on the fake pair, which is, again, a subtle detail, but a detail nonetheless that is missing. Next up, oh, the font. Now, this is a pretty subtle difference, but the font is less bold, especially, I mean, you could really see it predominantly on the barcode. So I mean, hopefully you guys you can feel free to pause the video at any moment just to kind of see a little bit more detail. Oh, also, something else I didn't notice about the box is that the Jordan sticker is misplaced. Can you guys see that? Hopefully I can see that. So this Jordan sticker right there, that is a little like the spacing between that sticker and the top portion of the box is it's too big on the fake pair, so there's too much space there. Let's see here, what else I know. Oh, okay, so black light test. Now this is actually one of the like main indicators that you can tell something's fake, is that it fails a black light test. Let's see if I can find my black light. Hold up. Okay, so I'll go ahead and show you guys. I'm gonna step away from my mic. So there is, let's see if you guys can see that here. Can you guys see that stamp? Can you guys see that stamp right there in the middle? So all fakes actually have a stamp both on the shoe and on the box to signify the maker of the fake. And so for those purposes, that's why, you know, when you see people have the black light out, that's why they have it. And that's actually for, you know, the fake replica makers to kind of distinguish amongst each other. So that's actually helpful on their end. It's not actually to serve the people. We just get a little bit of help as a product of that. Something else, the color of the Jordan, it's gonna be so hard to tell, but it's just a little less red. So real box, fake box right on the left, but the red isn't as dark. It's so subtle you really have to be looking for it, have to find it in the right light because it's really subtle. It's something else that I noticed with a box. But let's move on from the box and get into the shoe. First and foremost, I guess I can kind of let you guys take a look at it for a second. But can you guys tell the difference in color? Because the upper is actually a little bit darker on the fake pair, which I did find to be a flaw that, yeah, it's a pretty big flaw. But again, like it's such a subtle, it's just such a subtle hue of gray. It's just a little bit darker of a tone of gray. You wouldn't be able to tell, even if I was wearing one of each shoe. I honestly wouldn't be able to tell. Like, you could literally blame lighting on the color difference, but something that is worth noting is that if you really look closely, the fake pair is darker for sure. For sure, it is darker. Ooh, okay. So it's actually crazy because I showed Gabby the fake pair, like, and the real pair, like just one of each, and asked her, which one do you think is fake? And she actually thought that the real pair was fake because it had imperfections. And that's the next topic, or the next, item about this shoe that's fake, is that too much symmetry. There's too much symmetry on this shoe, and that's predominantly found throughout the cuts of the pieces that comprise the shoe. So here for the toe box or the toe cap region, the shape is just too perfect. And surprisingly enough, that is a flaw because that's not the same case with the real pair. There is, it was meant to have, like kind of odd shapes here and there. And that's another telltale sign. Like, this pair honestly just looks like a standard pair of Jordan 5s. And I would have to assume that they might have just used a template. Maybe not, I don't know. But yeah, with the real pair, the shape is just a little bit different, and that's just a toe cap. You'll see that throughout the shoe, as this, it is like, multiple pieces put together. But yeah, okay. So glue stains, many glue stains throughout the fake pair. I'll go ahead and get close here so you guys can see. But can you guys see those glue stains on there? That's throughout the shoe. Again, it's not major. Like, I wouldn't, if I got this pair from Nike with all these glue stains, I wouldn't be surprised, just because Nike's quality control is not the best ever. So that's not a huge deal, but again, another detail that my real pair does not have. These do not have like really any glue stains at all, at least to my knowledge. Like, they did a pretty bang up job with the addition of the outsole to the rest of the shoe here. The 23 sign, this is a huge one. And by huge, I mean like maybe kind of sort of noticeable. So for the 23 signs, I'll go ahead and show you guys the shoes here. So real pair, fake pair, real pair, fake pair. You guys know the difference? Can you see the difference? The 23 sign is actually just a touch smaller by millimeters than the 23 sign on this, and is actually located or placed too high from the midsole here. So that's a little bit off there. So one more time, fake pair, see how high it is? Real pair, see it's a bit lower and a little smaller, but it's a very minute detail. It is a very minute detail. You'd have to look for it, and again, could totally be blamed on quality control on Nike. It's just it's really it's not a big deal. Okay, so just a few other details. Stitching. So there is, right. Okay, so I'll show you the real pair first. Look at the angle right here of this stitching, like the angle right there. Now here, look at the fake pair. The angle on the side of the shoe, on the sidewall of this shoe, it's a little bit too big. just like degree wise, it's just a little too big. Again, like it's just a very subtle detail, but a detail nonetheless that is off. Yeah, just the stitching details, of the shoe. So for the fake pair, this is too short, right there. This right there, that's too short. Show you the real pair here. It's right there. I mean, again, it's subtle, and I might go ahead and throw B-roll on this just because I'm having a hard time showing you guys the differences. Hopefully, you guys can see them. But yeah, just the stitching details is off. Very subtle. I mean, we're talking millimeters difference here, but it's different. You know what I mean? Okay, so for the little window here, the air window right here, it's actually too clear. I think that's what I have written here. Yeah. So yeah, it's too clear on the fake pair. So you can, the translucent aspect right here for the window, you can see right through it. Whereas this has a little bit of haze. Very subtle difference. Again, like it's almost indistinguishably different in person, but it's there. The outsole, the yellow, too yellow. So for the real pair, you can see that there's a level of translucency, and the fake pair does have it too, but it's not quite as translucent. So here's a real pair, and then here's the fake pair. Like you can tell the difference, right? And now this fake pair has not seen the sun as much as the real pair. I've worn these a lot actually over since I've had them this year or in 2020, and yeah, it's not because of oxidation. That can't be the reason. So I kind of already talked about stitching and the shape. Ooh, okay. So the back, real pair. See the arc of that right above the Nike sign? See that arc? Look at this one. Thinner, right? It's a bit thinner. Again, this is a detail that, you know, unless you have them side by side, you wouldn't be able to tell. But I mean, again, with the symmetry, look at the like symmetry on the fake pair with that arc. So it's like it's fairly consistent. You know what I mean? It's fairly consistent. Now look at the difference between that and the real pair. So do you get what I mean by, like, Virgil intentionally made, you know, subtle differences and imperfections with his collaboration with Nike. I don't know. At this point, you're probably thinking to yourself, Paul, you're showing me the same shoes over and over. It's subtle. It's definitely subtle. Oh, okay. So this is going to be the last difference I touch on. These are just differences that I found right off the bat. But this is the biggest difference, I feel like. The size 8.5 in the fake pair is actually bigger than the real pair, and it's by millimeters. But it's definitely noticeable. Like when you have the shoes on foot, you can definitely tell that the footbed is bigger on the fake pair. The shoe is bigger, subtly, and as a product of that, it's actually a heavier shoe. So I mean, you can call it, you know, they got the weight wrong, or you can call it they got the size wrong. But it's there nonetheless. But apart from that, all the details, like I mean, the little the lace locks, the laces themselves, they are immaculate. You know, it's really, really hard. So bear in mind, I did really, really nitpick to find these differences. And I mean, truth be told, it's really, really hard to tell. Like, seriously. And this is going to lead us to the conclusion of this part 2, or the end of this video. Can you pass these fakes off as real? And would you get called out? So the answer is no and no. So first things first, I do think that there are quite a few imperfections or I guess delineations between the fake, super fake UA pair and the authentic pair. to where professionals can definitely tell the difference. I'm nowhere near a professional or professional authenticator, and I can spot differences. So you can't sell these off as fake, because I mean, if you try to sell it to somebody as legit, and they don't know and they just go ahead and get it checked, the person that checks them will be able to tell for sure, like 100%. And that's why it's really important when you're buying, selling, and trading sneakers. Always try to, like, be as legit as you can. Don't just trust everything you see on the internet and stuff like that. If it sounds too good to be true, if the price sounds too good to be true, it is too good to be true, especially in this day and age. In the light of the times we're in, and the sneaker culture being the business that it is. Just always play it safe. PayPal invoice, for the love of all things holy. PayPal invoice always. Just get that extra protection. And that's a tangent. And so, yeah, the answer is no. Like, you can't pass these off as real. Now, would you get called out? Like I said, no. No way. And you guys are going to notice, like, I'm going to be driving that point home. I don't think that you would get called out by wearing these out and about. I sincerely don't think you could. And I'm going to be driving that point home shortly in the next video, because I'm going to go to Dunk Exchange. I'm going to wear the fake pair. I'm going to zoom in on them. I'm going to draw attention to them. I'm going to do everything that I can to make sure that there was at least an opportunity for somebody to call me out. Maybe their people are just too nice, but I think you'll be surprised as to what I do, how far I go, and how little attention people pay. And I think that's important. I think that's an important thing to denote, because I know a lot of us out there, like, we're always worried about what other people think. Whether you like fakes, whether you support them, I don't want to wear fakes. I wouldn't. As I've already stated in the past, these sneakers to me, okay, so when I bought these, I paid $650. They're worth, I think they're worth at least 800, 900 right now. So I've worn them for almost a year now. Yeah, coming close to a year now, as they did drop. I think they dropped on Valentine's Day. And I just enjoyed the heck out of these, and I'm not going to lose any money. Whether or not you want, like I saw in the comment section, oh, you shouldn't, you're not a sneakerhead if you look at sneakers as investments. Bro, whatever you put your time, whatever you put your money into is an investment. I hate to break it to you, but even if it's your hobby, you're investing time into your hobby because you're valuing it. So everything you do is an investment. Based on what I believe, this is an investment that is worth it, that pays dividends, or at the very least, like dividends financially, but at the very least, dividends in terms of happiness and joy, because I'm wearing the real thing and I'm good with that. I'm not going to lose money on it. And that should be enough reason for me. That is enough reason for me to just only want the real thing. That being said, with the fakes, who the hell cares? I personally do not care. There's the reason out there, people want to wear fakes because, or people wear fakes and then they make the other people who pay for the real deal feel some type of way, that they work so hard for the real pair, and they can't get the gratification out of it. I don't want to tell you how to think. I don't want to. I'm not trying to get you to. I'm not trying to persuade you into thinking any type of way, but I don't feel hurt by people wearing fakes. I don't really care. I don't give a rip. I know what I'm wearing. I know what I worked for. I know my value, and my value is much higher than any sneaker can attest to. So if I'm getting my personal value, my ideology of what I'm worth because of what I'm wearing, then I have deeper rooted issues. And so I think I would probably start with that. At the end of the day, this is rubber. This is glue. This is different materials that are very cheap. And don't cheapen your self-worth to an ascribed sense of value that is actually fake. Like, the real fake in all of this is the manufactured value that comes along with these sneakers. Yes, they're fun. I love them. I'm not trying to sound like a hypocrite. I do ascribe a certain level of value, and I've bought into it. But at the end of the day, this is just something we enjoy. And if you're worried about other people's, if you're holding a moral high ground with regard to sneakers and stuff, that's just silly. And quite frankly, I find it to be just immature. And that's it. Like, I would never call you out. I don't give a rip. Wear your fake. I don't really care. I don't stand by it. I don't think you should, based on the reason that I have, that I've already discussed with you guys multiple times, investment-wise. And, they're just ethical and stuff, but I'm not your parent. Do you. You have your own convictions. You have your own problems, and you make your money. I don't pay you, so you spend your money how you want to, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise, because, again, that's silly. But I think you guys will be surprised in the next video where I wear the fakes at Dunk Exchange among a lot of sneaker collectors. But that's going to do it for today's video, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, as it does let me know to pump out part 3 a little bit faster. And you guys are stoked for that. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. Sorry, my mom's calling me. Call you back, Mom. Again, hopefully you guys did enjoy it. Hopefully it was insightful. Hopefully it was educational. That way you guys don't get duped out there by the finessers that wander these sneaker streets. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for the continued support. I appreciate you all deeply. And as I end every video here at Locust&WildHoney, I'm going to say peace and be blessed.